very good evening, everyone. So we are back again with our yet another new session on bill aging analysis. So today we'll be learning all about the bill status report, or what bills is all about, and how RealBooks is going to help us out about that. We'll be just proceeding with that. So to begin with, first of all, we'll understand what bill status report is all about, or what bill status, what is bill? What are we talking about currently? So to begin with, in any accounting software, a bill status report is a report that provides information about the status of bills or invoices associated with a particular party or customer. This report is typically used to track outstanding bills and payments owed by a specific customer or vendor. So in any case, if you are entering in any entry in your books of accounts, be it for your vendors or for your customers, you'll have to track all those payments and receipts bill-wise, so that you have a clear-cut outcome or follow-ups depending on those dues and whatever bills have been updated in your books of accounts. What else do we have? So bill status report are useful for businesses and organizations to keep a track of the accounts receivable and the follow-up on an unpaid invoices. It helps in identifying which customers are overdue on their payments, so that the appropriate action can be taken to collect the outstanding amount. By regularly reviewing this report, businesses can maintain their cash flow and manage their finances effectively. So how does this works in our RealBooks module? Let's begin with. So before beginning, we just need to make sure that the bills option in our financial module is enabled, because unless and until you have enabled the bills feature, you won't be able to track all your transactions, be it purchases or sales or any invoices in your books of account bill-wise. So this is a mandate feature. Then comes the navigation part, which is reports, accounts, daily reports, then the bill status report. So we'll quickly dig into RealBooks. So as the navigation said, we need to go to reports, accounts, daily reports, and bill status report. Okay, so the moment I have opened or navigated the bill status report, by default, one option is reflecting on the screen, which is bill summary report. So how does this work? We have multiple options or drop downs reflecting over here, which is due bills raised till given date and cleared till today. The other one is due bills raised and cleared till given date and overdue summary. So we have multiple options of ledger and ledger group over here. We'll come up with them all one by one. So probably, for example, if I'm taking the first option, which is due bills raised till given date, that means this is the given date over here, and cleared till today. For example, if today's date is by default 10th March, so I will keep it as 1st of March 2023, and then probably we'll be able to understand the difference. The due bills raised till given date and cleared till today. Whatever bills which is raised till 1st of March and cleared by 10th of March, which is the today's date. So let's put the party over here. For example, if I'm putting it at Zomato Limited. So over here, I'm getting the summary or the consolidated value over here, which is whatever bills were raised prior to before 1st of March and has been cleared. All these details will be reflecting on your screen. So we are having one comma which is reflecting on the search bar. That means we can select multiple ledgers over here. So in case of you have searched any ledger on your search bar, and if the data is not there, then it will not reflect on the bill summary report, because currently we're talking about the due bills. So only those bills will be reflecting on this screen for which the amount has not been received or paid or whatever applies over there. So only due bills report is reflecting. So we have two data reflecting over here, over which it is reflecting as due amount and less than 30 and 30 to 60. So basically it will give you a span, or for your follow-ups, you will always want that for few parties, we have one credit period of probably 10 days, 30 days, 90 days, 60 days. So what is my time span? When am I supposed to follow up? Am I supposed to follow up after those those 10 days span has been over. So all those details will be reflecting on my screen. So currently for due bills, all the details are reflecting as per the time span of less than 30 days, 30 to 60, 60 to 90, and greater than 90. So for example, if you want to search any data which is not in this aging breakup, you want some modification in this breakup in the system itself. You don't want to have that standard filter of 30, 60, and 90 days. So you can always come up and make these changes over here itself. I mean, if you just set the aging breakup over here and click on search, automatically your data will get bifurcated the way you have modified the aging breakup over here. So as you can see, previously we were having the columns of less than 30, 30 to 60, 60 to 90, and greater than 90. Now you're having less than 5, 5 to 10, 11 to 15, then greater than 15 parts. So this way you can always have a breakup coming up into the scenario. The other one is the due bills raised and cleared till given date. So again, it's the opposite part of the first one, which is there. So you can always search. Again, this is a summary report. When I'll be showing this in the bill part, you will be able to understand it more clearly. And those amount is getting summed up and reflecting in your bill summary report. So don't worry about that in case if you're unable to follow what I'm showing it over here. So the other part comes the overdue summary part. Okay. So again, the overdue summary part, as I said, we have prior recordings in our system that we can set a credit limit for each and every party in my system itself, whether the credit period of any vendor or customer is 10 days, 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. Accordingly, the report will be reflecting whether the amount is stand or falling under overdue part, or it is not overdue. It's due, but it's the due date has still not arrived, or the credit number of days has not lapsed over there. And then you will be having the breakup of overdue part. So again, if you follow, it is still taking the aging breakup, whatever I have set over here. By default, if you come up to RealBooks, you will be always having the standard breakup of 30, 60, and 90 only. So as I mentioned that I have to always update the credit number of days allowed for any party. So how do we do that in our system? So for example, if I'm taking one option of Zomato Limited, I have to go to Masters, Accounts, Ledger, and Edit. I will quickly search for that particular ledger. I'll click on edit, and I have option of activate bill, where we are having the option of credit period. So over here, you can define what is the number of credit period days which is allowed for this particular customer or vendor in your ledger master screen. So coming back to the bill status report, let's check what do we have. We can always check the report from ledger or ledger group. It will show you the same data the way you want. For example, over here, if I now go via the ledger group part, which is Kolkata debtors, automatically I'm having the data of Kolkata debtors over here. And if I want to search multiple ledger groups over here, again, I'm allowed to do that. Accordingly, all the transactions or all the ledgers which are defined under these ledger groups, all the data will be reflecting on your screen with the breakups, whatever is there. So what do we have next? We have the reconcile with ledger balance. Now, what is it? In case if you are maintaining all the neck to neck or all the transactions bill wise and all the entries are updated correctly in your books of accounts, then automatically whatever balance which is reflecting on the running balance as on 1/3/2023 of your ledger report and your due amount which is reflecting on this screen will match. In case if it is not matching, here one cross icon will be reflecting, which is a symbol of cross. And over here, in my case, it is reflecting as tick. That means the entry is reconciled perfectly from my ledger report. So let's quickly dig into ledger report once. So we'll be searching. This. So over here, I'll be searching the date as 1/3/2023 as my bill status report is having this particular date only. So let's check if my balance is matching. Yes, the running balance in the footer, if you see that it's reflecting as 267,891. And in my bill status report also, it is reflecting. If for any reason there is a mismatch of amount from your ledger report to versus your bill summary report, a cross icon will be reflecting over here, which will help you out and identify that what is there is a specific difference. And then when you dig into bills part, you will be able to validate or reconcile whatever data is updated in our books of accounts. So over here, as you can see, there are green coming in over here, and in the mismatches cases, it will reflect as red. So next we do have, okay, these details are not relevant for the summary part. Okay, now over here we have a search option of ledgers or ledger groups via ledger name or ledger code. So it's an optional feature. If you don't want to search the party from ledger name, you can always opt the option of ledger code and proceed with your workings. So now what do we have next? We have the Excel export options in our bill summary part. So let's check how does it works. If we click on the Excel pivot part, you have already one downloaded Excel, which is show you the exact data, but in a pivot format. All those details which is reflecting on your screen will be reflecting with the reflecting in your Excel part automatically. So what do we have next? We have the export option of NF aging. Now, what is NF aging? Let's check. For example, if I am putting it as 5 and 10, and if I click on the Excel NF aging, let's check what my Excel has to give me. So over here, as you can see, I have updated the NF aging as 5 and 10, which means it will give me a total of 5 columns with the time span or the number of days gap with the 10 days. And the rest will be automatically reflecting under the greater than 50 or whatever number of days is highlighted over there. So this type one, you can always customize or always modify the number of time span the way you want to overview the report in the Excel. You can go ahead with that. So next comes the Excel Advanced NF Aging. Now, what is it all about? Now, I don't 10 or differences or number of days 10 in my 5 rows. I want some odd numbers which is not uniform across the Excel file. So how do we do that? So instead of opting the Excel NF aging option, we will be going with the Excel Advanced NF aging. What would be probably I'll be taking the first day span would be 5, the other one would be 10, then the other one would be 15. And then just simply click on download and we'll be opening the Excel file which is already downloaded and check. So what did it do? It has downloaded since 3 rows I selected on which I have opted over there that I need a difference of 5, 10 and 15 and rest of the data will be automatically reflecting after that. So I am having a total number of 4 columns. First is having the difference of 0 to 5, then to 6 to 16, which is denoting the number of days from 10. And the other one is from 17 to 32, which is denoting the difference of 15 days. And the rest is reflecting under greater than 32. So all those due amount will have these bifurcations the way you opt in your downloading the Excel Advanced NF aging. So the next we are having the PDF format. So whatever is reflecting right in front of your screen, the way it is reflecting automatically, you can get it downloaded in the PDF format as well. Then comes the browser print, which is a very normal feature. Whatever is reflecting on your browser will get printed the way it is. Also, you have the option, the moment you click on any of the icon, automatically it will give you a drill down of the summary, the details, which is again the bill status report bill wise, so that you can have an overview of all the bill amount, paid amount, due since, less than, all sorts of details will be reflecting on one single click on the bill summary part. So we can look these features this way, or if we want to go for one particular, searching one particular party bill wise, and we'll simply click on the bills option over here. And now if I click on the ledger as Zomato Limited, all these details, whatever bills has been updated till, probably I'll be changing the date of 10th March. And search whatever entries has been updated till as on 10th March 2023, all these due bills will be reflecting in front of your screen. So again, in my bill summary report, we had 3 options coming up over there, but in my bills part, we are having 5 options will be reflecting on the screen. So what do we have? Again, we have the due bills raised till given date and cleared till today. So in case, for example, okay, I will quickly open the ledger report for our convenience so that we can understand what the report has to give us. Right, for example, from 1st Feb to 10/3/2023, I will be searching now. And over here, I'm having an option of bills. Okay, great. So over here, I am having, which I will be opting as a case. Over here, my bill was created on 5th of February and the payment was done on 13th of February 2023, which was again a part payment and not the entire payment has been done. This is what I can figure out, but I'm not sure because my bill status report would be helping me about that. So this is the due bills raised till given date and cleared till today. So whatever bills has been raised till, again, till 1st Feb and has been cleared till today, if I search the data, only those data will be reflecting. So in case if I have given the report as, for example, if I give the date of 6th of February, let's check how does it works. Okay, so over here, I'm finding all the bills which is raised till 6th of Feb and has been cleared till given date. So as on 6th of Feb 2023, for this particular party, only and only one bill was raised. None of the other bills are reflecting in my screen because all those bills has been raised post of 6th Feb. So this is the work of this particular option. Now, what has the other option to say? It says due bills raised and cleared till given date. So if I click over here, let's check what the data is reflecting over here. So now if you see, as the moment I have opted the second part, automatically the paid amount, whatever amount has been paid against this particular bill number is not reflecting. Now, why is it that? Because my payment has been received for this particular bill number, we have received the payment on 13th of February. And over here, we are selecting the date as 6th of February, which clearly says, as on 6th of February, we did not receive any amount against this particular bill number. So this is the functionality of the second option reflecting over here. The other one is again all bills raised between period and cleared till today. Again, we were looking into the reports which were only and only due. We were not focusing on any report of which for all the bills for which the amount has already cleared. So in case if you have selected this particular option and if you search the data right from 1/2/2022 till the date of 10/3/2023 and search, then all the bills, irrespective whether the amount has been lapsed or the due has been cleared, doesn't matter, all the bills, whatever has been updated from 1/4/2022 to till date, all these details will be reflecting in this time frame. Again, we have a comma part, so you can always use the multiple searching of ledgers over here as per your convenience. And the other one is again similar to that, all bills raised between period clear till given date, whatever date you are reflecting over here. If the amount has been cleared to that specific date, those data will be reflecting in front of your screen. So what do we have next? We have the overdue bill-wise agent. So if you remember, we saw the report of overdue summary, which already gave us the drill down of overdue bill-wise aging to have that detailing of whatever bills are overdue or not. So how does this work? We'll get into that. If we click over here and click on search, so it will give me the credit period, whatever is updated in my ledger master. For the Zomato Limited, we updated it as number of credit period days as 5. So all these details are reflecting over here. And now it will give me a differentiation whether the amount is already overdue or it's due but not overdue. So all those details will be reflecting in a columnar format. And then you have a breakup of aging, which is less than 30, 30 to 60, 61 to 90, and greater than 90. So these details will be reflecting on your screen itself. So coming up to the first part, for the other options, if I am searching the data once again for the due bills raised till given date and cleared till today. And again, if I click on the options icon, few options icon will be similar to my bill summary, which I already had. Few will be extra. Now let's understand the extra part. So this, as you can see, you can always search the data in your RealBooks either by ledger name or ledger code, whichever is preferred as per your requirement. Again, you have the breakup option. If you want to customize it, you can always customize it and see on your screen itself. It will give you a breakup that way. If you can see over here, it says less than 5, 5, 10, 11, 15. So that way the breakups will be reflecting, and the detailings, you can always have the follow-ups with your clients as per the breakup that you want to see. So I will be updating it the way it was. There we are. So again, less than 30, 30 to 60, 61 to 90, all these details are reflecting over here. Now we have options of approved and unapproved. So again, if we are having the approval workflow enabled in the RealBooks in your books of accounts, and if you want to see how many number of bills are already approved, if you want to work on only those particular data, you can simply uncheck the option of unapproved, and or vice versa, the way you want. You don't want to see the approved part, you just want to see the number of bills which are still lying unapproved, and you want to work upon or follow up with your people in the company. Accordingly, you can view the reports. So now over here, I'll be clicking both of them. Again, the second part, the reconcile with ledger balance. If we are clicking over here, the first option, again, this is it will not work ledger wise again. It will work only and only party wise, or the bill wise, sorry. It will not work bill wise, it will work ledger wise. Whether you're running balance in your ledger report, it's getting reconciled or not. And if it is not reconciled, you can always and always come back to the bill status report for having a review that which all entries are having the mismatches over here. So this is the functionality of this particular option. Then show the amount in base currency. For example, if you're having or booking any entry, be it sale, purchase, any transaction in the books of accounts with an FX currency, which is USD, or any other than your base currency, which is booked, you can always come and click on this particular option to have an overview. What is your base currency, converted amount in your base currency? So this option will help you out in doing that. Show order number and order number with order. Again, these options will come into the scenario in case you have having a chaining process. For example, if you're booking the transactions from sale order, then to sale, purchase order to purchase, then these details will be reflecting. Otherwise, it has no relevance over here. Show order number with work order. Again, work order is a completely different feature. We'll be getting back into that. Then accordingly, we'll be seeing that. Show GP info in case if you are updating any gate pass transaction, the way we did in the freight table report in our last session, those details will be reflecting in this particular report. Sold salesman, the same goes over here. Then the full bill number. Okay. So what happens if you are clicking the show full bill number in my bill status report? So in few cases, you must be seeing that the bill number is exceeding a specific character. For example, I will be taking an option of this last particular bill, and I will intentionally exceed the number of characters which is there in your bill status report. So for example, if I will do this, usually it doesn't happen, but in case if you have this as a bill number which is exceeding a certain limit, and while viewing your bill status report on your screen, if you want to have a proper view of bill number which is reflecting on your screen, then you can always come up and search for this option. For example, after a certain character, it is reflecting it as ... So you don't want to come and click on the over just to check what is the full bill number. You don't have to do that. You can simply come up and click on the show bill number. So automatically the bill number column will get expanded and will show you the entire bill number which is updated in your books of accounts. So I will just correct it immediately as we don't want this. And let's just remove it and click on save. So as you can see right from the bill status report, in case if I'm having the permission, then I can simply come and click on the edit transaction. It will route me to the edit transactions of that particular entry. So this was all about the show full bill number. Now show narration. Now what is show narration? Whatever narration you have updated in your books of accounts at the time of updating the sales, purchase, or any bill related transactions, those will be reflecting over here. So this is an optional part. If you don't want to see the narrations at the time of viewing the bill status report, you can completely disable it. But if you want to have a track or just to have an awareness what all narrations were updated just for your better identification, you can always click on this option. Now view with voucher properties and ledger properties. If you remember, we already had a session on properties. What is voucher property, ledger property, or item property? In case if you have not seen those videos, you can always go back to the YouTube channel and search for this, the functionality of voucher property, ledger property. You will be having a detailed discussion over there. So what happens over here, if we click on the with voucher properties part, then you will just scroll down over here. There is one transaction under which I had updated the voucher property, which is reflecting the data in my column part. Now, again, this is a dynamic field, just to have a short overview that whatever voucher property I have updated, if I have updated the data against that, it will be reflecting in my bill status report accordingly. So this was about the voucher property part. Then comes the ledger property part. Now ledger property, we have the option of updating the ledger properties in my ledger master, which is obviously not bill wise. This will be reflecting ledger wise. So in my ledger report or this particular ledger, Zomato Limited, if I quickly come to the ledger edit part, I'll be able to see that I have already updated a property against which is having the key of party type and the value as wholesale dealer. So in my bill status report, automatically the moment I clicked on that particular option, automatically it is reflecting wholesale dealer over here. If you're having multiple voucher properties or multiple ledger properties updated in your books of account, automatically the fields will increase in the system itself. So again, we'll be removing these options. Show account on account till today. All these details with having the transaction of on account till today, those details will be reflecting over here. Then voucher date wise. For example, if you're not having the same date, it usually comes in the purchase part, not in the sale part. If the voucher date and your bill date is having differences, for example, if the voucher date is on 5th of February and your bill date is of 4th of February, then accordingly, if you want to see the transactions or the bill status report voucher date wise and not as per the bill date wise, you can always use this option. So I think I do have one part over here. For example, I will be selecting Adansa Solutions Private Limited. These are the purchases that we updated, then probably 14th February. Okay. So over here, as you can see, my voucher date is 15th of February and my bill date is 14th of February. So let's check how does the report works. So this time I will be changing the party as Adansa Solutions Private Limited and click over here. This is the bill date. The first one, if you can see the voucher, the bill number as 76. My date over here is reflecting the bill date and not the voucher date. So now what happens if we click on voucher date wise, automatically the date over here against this particular bill number changed to the voucher date. So it's all up to you how you want to see the report. Do you want to see the bill status report voucher date wise, or do you want to see it bill date wise? So by default, it is bill date wise. In case if you want to make some changes, you can always come up over here and make these changes. Now, the next two options is GST amount and shipping address. For these two details, the data will not reflect on your screen, but yes, the moment if you click on the GST amount or the shipping address part, and if you export the Excel format, those details will be reflecting on your Excel itself. So let's check. We have the bill amount, paid amount, due date, due since. Now, how the due date is getting computed? It is getting computed on the credit period part, which we have updated in the ledger master. And then accordingly, the due since part is getting automatically calculated. So you don't have to make any calculation or manual workings in your Excel part. Then comes the less than 30 spam, 30 to 60, 61 to 90, greater than 90. What was my voucher type? What is the GST amount, the shipping party? So over here, I don't have any transactions related to the GST part. We will just quickly take up any entry which is having the GST part. Again, I'm coming back to the ledger of Zomato. And if I click the GST and shipping and then export my Excel, we will be able to view those data in the Excel. So again, the same fields reflecting over here again. This time we are having the breakups of GST and the shipping party name in case if you don't have the similar party, which is my billing party and shipping party, if there is any differences, automatically it will show you the shipping party name, which is updated at the time of transactions in your books of accounts. So those details you can always come up and have a look on. Then what do we have related to the Excel? We have already checked the Excel format. In case if you don't want the GST amount and the shipping address to come up in your Excel, you can obviously skip those checkings and click on the Excel format. You won't get those extra columns in your Excel file. Then comes the Excel pivot format. If you click on the search icon, you will be having the Excel export in a pivot format, the way it is reflecting on your screen, where the party names will get repeated, the ledger group name and the segment in case if there are different segments and you're opting the bill status report right from the all segments. Then comes the Excel with payment details. Now you want to have a track of whatever bills, whatever was bill amount, whatever was paid amount, you want to have a proper track and the narration part, you can always opt this option, which will show you the paid amount in your Excel format itself. Then comes your Excel and if aging seems similarly the way we learn in our bill summary report, we have the Excel and if aging part again coming up over here as per our customization. Over here, if I want to have two columns with a time span difference of 15, and if I click on the Excel and if aging part, I will be having a total of 3 columns coming up over here, which will be showing me the differences of 15 in 2 columns, and the rest of the amount will automatically get calculated under greater than 30 part. All the details remaining as it is. So next comes the Excel advanced NF aging, the way we learned in our bill summary part. Again, we can opt the different columns over here, like this, then we can obviously have this details reflecting in your Excel advanced NF aging and click on download. So the moment we click on the Excel NF aging part, we will be finding all those columns the way we have modified in our NF aging. Accordingly, the details will be reflecting in our Excel format itself. Coming up to the next part, we have the PDF with payment details. Similar to our Excel part, we are having the PDF part as well, which will be showing me whatever amount has been paid against which bill. All these details and the due date and the bill date, all these details will be reflecting in the PDF format. Next, coming up, if you want to view the report as it is in the PDF format, the way we are viewing on the screen of our bill status report, we can have this look as well. Then comes the CSV format and the CSV pivot. It is usually used in case if the data is huge and if you don't want to opt the option of Excel, you can always use the option of CSV format and automatically your data will get downloaded in that format. So this was all about the CSV format and the CSV pivot part. So we'll not get into that in details. Next comes the send email part. Now what is it? If we click on the send email part, automatically one mail ID is getting updated in our to section, which is getting fetched from the email ID, which is updated in our ledger master of Zomato Limited. So in my ledger master, the email ID which is updated is as varsha@realist.in. And in case if I want to mark some other person in our CC part, we can always put that person's name, and these are the by default description and the subject, which is already predefined from the RealBooks part itself. If you want to make some changes over there, you can always make the changes. And then in case if you want to click on send, automatically the mail will get triggered to that particular party. Or if you want to CC from company or CC from segment, I mean, you may have different email IDs updated in your segment master and company master. So accordingly, you can just click over here and click on send. Email sent successfully, then automatically this particular party will get triggered for all the due bills reflecting right in front of your screen. Then comes the normal browse print part. It is as it is, the way it is reflecting in front of your screen, automatically the data will be reflecting on your browse print option. Now, all these options are applicable for the details of due bills raised, and cleared given today, and all these options. I mean, everything, all these options are applicable for all these options reflecting on your screen. So what we have in the overdue part, again, we do have the same options, almost the same options are reflecting over here. The other part, what is reflecting is that you can always have a reconciliation done in the screen itself, whether you want to hide the vouchers, whether you want to undo the hidden vouchers. For example, if I at the time of reconciliation, I don't want the first two bills to reflect on my screen, I can simply either click on the H key or I can click over here. And if I want to view whatever vouchers are hidden, I can simply click over here and automatically get highlighted and reflect on your screen. And in case if I want to have a proper reconciliation with my color part, I can always color it and then we can filter it the way we want to filter, the same as we did for daybook report and ledger report. For example, if we search over here, automatically the data will be reflecting. So the color marking part, we get into the mail part, the one which we just did for the due bills part, as we have already received one mail. So this is the mail, the way it is, it will reflect. This is the mail and this will be the attachment that will be shared to the party with all the details of bill number, bill type, currency, bill amount paid, what is the due date, by when, I mean due since, how many number of days, then the breakup, all these details can be triggered via mail itself. So this was about the bill status report and the bill summary report. You can always dig into the transaction in case if you have the permission to make any edit or view any type of transactions right from your bill status report itself. So in case if anybody is having any query related to bill summary report and bills part, please come ahead. Accordingly, we'll be discussing and we'll get to learn the bill status report more in details. In case if we don't have any query, then we can quickly.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah. Hi.
Can I schedule this report?
Schedule the report. Definitely. You can go to masters, accounts, then an option of schedule. Then you can come to the create part. Then you can put the scheduler's name, whatever it updated over here. For example, the bill status report. And whom you want, which user you want to notify. For example, this user needs to be created in the books of accounts, and automatically the search option will be reflecting over here. Then at what interval would you like to schedule? I mean, whether it's weekly, daily, monthly, you can always opt this particular option. And then the segment, do you want to schedule it for one particular segment or for the entire segment, whatever is created in the company? And accordingly, you will have to select the bill summary report, and you'll have to select that particular ledger group or ledgers, whatever you want the scheduler to hit in, and the as on date. I mean, this date will be reflecting this particular date, which is there. And as on whichever date you want to update it, and then either you want to schedule an Excel or PDF, you can always create a scheduler from the scheduler master for bill status report. I hope this answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? If we want to have any query, we can quickly take them all. Great. So if you don't have any query, I'll just quickly show you a few more options in the bill status report. Now for this, I will like to switch into all segment. Currently, we will read the report from the segment for having a proper detailing part. So for example, now I'm in my all segments. I want to view the bill summary segment wise. Now I have a party who is booked for which the entries have been booked in multiple locations or multiple segments. I want to have an overview of those reports segment wise. How am I going to do that? Again, we have two options coming up into the screen, which is due bills raised till given date, clear till today, and due bills raised and clear till given date. Again, two other options are ledger or ledger group wise, whatever I opt, I can opt it. Over here, I will be opting it as Kolkata debtors and Tirupati debtors. And I will click on search. So all the details are reflecting in my screen segment wise, party name, currency, bill amount, paid amount, due amount. Basically, it's the exact data which will reflect in your bill summary report, but it will be having a bifurcation of segments. Now, in case if there are few segments, if I show you the segments quickly, there is Calcutta, Bhawanipur, Darjeeling, Howrah, Kolkata, Manali, and Mumbai. All these segments, if the entry has been posted in the specific segments, as you can see in my screen, if I click over here, automatically those data, only and only those data will be reflecting, which is updated in that particular segment. Again, it is a pre-selected part. If you want to remove and check, then you will be viewing all the data for all these segments. But yes, you can have this filter for your quick review. So this was about the bill segment wise report. Again, you have the options of different options as the ledger properties, day or voucher date wise, and the Excel pivot and the normal browser pivot. Again, in my bill status report, in my entire bill status report, if you want the data to get sorted, you can simply click on this sorting icon just for your reference, and accordingly you can view or reconcile the data. As well as you can always have the filter option of greater than 50,000, less than 50,000. All these details will be reflecting as it is in your screen. So if I quickly come to the bills part, and if I click on Zomato and view the report in your bill part, then always I can have this option of, say, suppose greater than 500 or 50,000, automatically the data will get filtered over here. And if you want to have an exact data of 1800, automatically the data will get filtered in your columnar format. So this applies for all the columns which is reflecting on your screen. You can quickly filters all those datas over there. So this was about the bill summary report, bill summary segment wise, and the bill wise. So quickly we'll be covering up two other options as well, which is on account summary and on account details again. So in case if you are booking any transactions under on account or any advance payment has been made by the client, then automatically those details will be reflecting right in front of your screen for that particular date range that is being selected over here. So over here, I have only one party name which is reflecting, since the data is not there for the other ones. In my summary part, you can search the data ledger group wise as well as ledger wise. And in case if you drill down, automatically the data will be reflecting for on account details. I mean, you will be having all the details bill wise reflecting in your screen with again those multiple options which is already available in my on account details part. So you have a normal Excel format as well. You can always come to the screen and explore. And then comes the on account details option. And if I am selecting the same party, for example, which is Zomato, I will be having a clear view in details bill number wise. So you can always come up and select for multiple parties over here, multiple ledger groups, and accordingly, you can select the aging breakup, which is already available for most of all the screens of the status report, then the voucher date wise data, and then the export these data. And again, you have the drill down of the transactions right from the screen itself, in case if you have the permission, and then accordingly, you can have an overview of the details of the transactions. So this was all about the bill summary segment wise, bill wise, on account and on account details part. I hope this session was helpful related to the bill status report. In case if you have any query, please come up. We'll be discussing those queries in detail so that we can learn more deeply about the bill status report. For any help, support, you can always reach out to our support team. Just to give a feedback or any queries are there, you can always mail us on support@realbooks.in, or you can simply call us on our support number. And these details, these videos are getting uploaded on our YouTube channel. So from there, you can always come back and see or view the videos again and again, just for your reference. And thank you so much all for joining. Thank you.